What's up, y'all? It is Dre Trades, and I am back. You won't believe this, but I just recorded this video, and it was about 20 minutes long, and I didn't press record. Oh my days. Here we go again. Part 2, but part 1 to you. The Dow, everything red, right? Everything down 3%. In my first video, it was even higher than 3%, so it looks like it's trying to do something. It's hanging in there, but what is green is the VIX, and the VIX is sitting at 39.45, up for the most part 20%. And this is the thing that I've been mentioning in all my past videos for about the week. It's not necessarily about the level of the VIX, it's about the trend, and the trend of the VIX has been just going higher and higher and higher. And I've been saying, look out, the VIX is rising, it's rising, and generally, boom, you get that pop, right? We're already at 40. We just basically blew through the 30s, and we're at 40. So one of the first things we're going to look at is the VIX. So let me go ahead and bring that up. And here we go. And when you look at the VIX, this is the weekly. I'm going to pull up the monthly. And you could see that it's pretty high. And if you go back in history, well, at least to what I got all the way up to the 2000. If you go back, we haven't been at this level many a times. All right. So I can count the periods. I'm going to count periods, right? I'm not going to count this. All right. So I'm going to count it as 1. That's 1, 2, 3. Count this as 4. Okay. 5, 6, right? Since 2008, 6 times. And if you want to go down to 2002, 2001, 7 times. Right. So this is not necessarily a time to sell. Not saying that the VIX can't go higher. We can go up to here. You know, we can even go higher than here. I mean, but it's basically, I'm basically saying we don't always go this high, and generally this is a time to buy. But we know the VIX is going to be elevated because you can see here, look, this periods, it'll stay up here, right here. And oh man, right? That was ugly. This was ugly earlier in the year. So we know we're going to stay elevated. We got an election on Tuesday. What, 5, 7, 6 days away, something like that. So just be careful. All right, so here's something to look at also. I'm going to do something that others don't do. The blue line is the 9-period average. It's the monthly. And if I actually draw an angle, how that angled up, right there, that degrees, that's 40 degrees. If I do this one, right? How we angled up, and I'm doing the first move. It's up 67 degrees. 67 degrees. Right, if I do this from here to here, that's up 47 degrees. So it's basically, we got here pretty quick. The speed to the upside on the VIX was pretty fast. It's pretty steep, just like a lot of the stocks like Amazon and Teledoc and things like that. DocuSign. Maybe the VIX wants to do the same thing. Basically, we shot up here so fast, it appears that maybe it wants to keep going because the 9-period monthly moving average is pretty steep, right? We didn't even have that level of steepness when it got up to here. All right, so there's something to keep in mind. So just be careful. We want to get ready to buy. But not saying it can't go higher. So just be careful. All right. So what I want to talk about in this video is tomorrow. Tomorrow's big earnings day from the big boys, right? So I got the earnings calendar here. But first, before we talk about tomorrow, today was Visa. Today was MasterCard. Today was UPS for the most part, right? Even Boeing. All right. But let's look at tomorrow because we're going to talk about those stocks really quick. Tomorrow, this is what we've been waiting for. Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Facebook, Shopify. Let's go to page 2. See what we got over here. Twitter. All reporting tomorrow. So we're going to look at those stocks. UPS was today. Great earnings report. Right? Let's look at the stock real quick. When I look at UPS, it's that straight up little pattern, right? And UPS is basically getting fast lead. It's down 7.5%. It reported a good earnings. If you come here, this is a summary, right? Earnings rose 10% and sales were up 16%. But what's bringing it down is they're not really want to report guidance for EPS and revenue for the next quarter, they're going to basically take a pass. They don't know what they don't know, right? When they say, we can't report, they don't know. So that's not good. What does that mean? Well, it means it's down 7.5% in your stock price. So this could be the beginning of getting fast lead right down back into the range, right? Now, one of the big parts of their business was small business, residential, small business. And they don't make their margins decline with that kind of business, right? So their margins has been coming in. So it makes me think Shopify, they report tomorrow. So I want to pull that up because this is what they surrounded by. And the one thing when I look about this chart, how it's straight up, I don't like that. I don't like straight up. But this one consolidated up here. It didn't want to give it up. Right, so I could pull up UPS real quick again. You can see straight up and trying to come straight down. But Shopify is actually holding these levels. And if you look at this right here, this candle, this monthly, came down and quickly got rejected. Buyers came right in, brought it right back to the range. Right, so this thing is in the range. Go to the weekly, and you can just see how it's consolidating at the top of the range. So if I make a prediction, now it's just my prediction. I'm a nobody, just as if you have a prediction. Just like if I ask you, hey, what do you think Shopify is going to do? And you say, hey, man, it's going to go down. All right, there's your prediction. My prediction is I think it's going to go up. Right? Even though I don't like this market, man, it's like, oh, man, I don't know. It's hard to go up in this kind of pressure. Right? So anyway, I think it can go up. Look at the moving averages, the 9 and the 20 on the weekly is touching. Every time it touched, it was a time to kind of get in every time, right? So that's Shopify. Let's pull up Amazon. See what they're going to do. All right, so I'm going to pull up the monthly. I think this is one that gets fast lead. All right. Now they are trying to hold the range. I give them that. Right? But you can see, just like Shopify, but just looks a little weaker. We are in a period to where you saw the UPS earnings. It needs to be perfect. And we saw how UPS, they did great, but it was this such and such, the residential little small businesses and stuff, and stuff coming out. They said the margins, right? The margins came in because they don't really, that's not the part of the juicy part of their business. But that's the part of their business that's got them booming. So suppose and they didn't want to report earnings for next quarter. So basically I'm saying that wasn't perfect. That means it wasn't, it needs to be perfect, better than perfect. We need to be jumping for joy. Everything needs to happen for the stock to go up. If you give us any bad news, they're going to want to fastly it. So I think that Amazon is going to come out with something that we don't like because they're notorious for that from time to time. They'll hit you, they'll surprise you with something. And then, down. What? You're doing this? Down. Remember, they already told us it's costing them a lot of money with this coronavirus stuff it's costing them a lot of money to keep things moving under that environment. And then you hear the pickup in it, right? So they're picking up in the virus. So maybe that picks up in the money, being spent. I don't know. I'm just throwing a scenario out there, right? You heard SAP with the, hey, man, things are not that good with the database, whatever's going on. Maybe they say, hey, AWS, man, these companies are kind of eating our share. Microsoft reported good on the, what's the AWS type business, whatever they call it. But maybe they're kind of eating Amazon's lunch on that. So maybe that's a reason that brings it down. So just be careful with Amazon. I actually think, overall, this thing's going higher, right, over time. But tomorrow might go down. That's my guess. I think Amazon, when it reports, it goes lower. Put your guess in the comments below. I want you to put your Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Google guess in the comments. All right, so let's pull up Facebook. Facebook really surprised me and let me down because I really was liking the price action a couple of days, right? So But right now, like if you take out today's candle, you can see how it was in a range. It looked like it ready to blow, kind of consolidating right there for a week and just ready to blow. Good action yesterday as well. But right now it's in a range. It came right down to the bottom of this channel. But you can see I already got the circles highlighted because I already did this video. Every time it reached here, up, boom, down, up, boom, right? It's playing this channel perfectly, right? So from the bottom here to up here, that's a 9.27. From here to here, 10.24. From here to here, 10.11. So from here, let's say we get a 10%. I'm not saying it's going to pop 10% tomorrow, but over time, let's say it starts going up from this lower end of the range or the channel. That's going to bring us up to about 294, right? And look, that puts us right in this range right here with these guys over here. So maybe I'm saying Facebook goes higher, but if it goes lower and it goes to the low side of this channel, oh my gosh, that's going to be bearish, all right? That's going to be pretty bearish. I have to reevaluate then. Stochastic. I don't like that turn right there. It's saying that's what's going to happen. It's just pointing down, wanting to go lower. These guys is on Capitol Hill today defending their business, Mark Zuckerberg. So I think they got a little pressure than the market, right? It's down 4.91%. But before today, it was doing pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so let's look up Google. And Google is basically the same thing. It was coming out of look at the breakout, right? Consolidated, it was breaking out, then boom, fake out, right to the bottom of the range. This box even needs to be a little bit lower, possibly, right to there. Right, so right to the bottom of the range. And that's what happens when you expect it to go that way and it's fake. It goes right to the other side of the channel. Quick. So, same thing, man. If this thing goes lower, I got to reevaluate. But I like it to go higher. It's at the bottom of the range. Last time it was down here, right? You go from here to here. We had an 8% pop. So let's go from here to here. What's going to bring it up to 8%? Right around there, 1633 in the price. Oh, look. And it just happens to be right at the top. I mean, so this thing was down just 3 days ago. It's already down 7%. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So let's see if it could turn that around tomorrow. All right, let's look at Twitter. Twitter, you want to pull up the monthly with this one. And you can see everything that you need to see. You see how it's basically a cup and handle. I mean, and it broke out. Years. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 years to finally break out of there. And down 4.84% today. But I think this one goes higher as well. Maybe they're going to say something. Who knows why? But I'll tell you this, with all of these earnings, they need to be perfect. I gotta stress that. If they're not perfect, they're gonna sell off. It's that kind of environment. Whew. But if they do and you like them for the long term, that'll be the time to pick up some. So here we go. I'm thinking if this thing could go higher and it's truly a breakout, and we could go higher, you know, like this with a normal angle, right, of ascent out of here, right? 3 years from now, you know, right here, what is there? Where am I at? September 2023. You know, say if we did a normal angle out of there, it'd be around $77 3 years from now, right? That would be pretty good. That would be right there at the high. But let's say we come up like everything else straight up. Oh my gosh, and reach that high. You know, we could be there for the most part in 3 months and we could be sitting at the high. But I don't know what this thing is going to do, but it's been impressive over the last couple of years. And we finally broke out. If it's a breakout. All right. So let's see if it can hold that. If somehow it gets below that line, and remember what happens if you break out and fail. It could go the other way pretty hard, pretty fast. So Twitter did it before. They reported earnings, the thing down 20%. Remember, I got caught in those. I know for firsthand, so I don't want to see another one of those down 20%. It'll be $10 lower. Be down here to 38, and then they'll probably drift even lower than that. So anyway, I think Twitter goes higher. So there's my guess. That's what I think what's going on. Put your guesses in the comments below. And if you're still sitting here and watching this video, you need to like it because you like this video. You know it. Oh, man. The first video I did was better than this one. I got to say, you get a little frustrated when you get a little frustrated when you do a video twice for no reason. Something else. I'm going to end with this little nugget. Let's look at the advanced decline line. Oh, it's trying to make a comeback to the end of the day. Let's pull up the weekly. And this is the Nasdaq advanced decline line. All right, so you could see how low we went today, right? Draw that up here, right there. Trying to get it nice and straight, all right? Close enough. All right, so the last time we had a decline to that low today, and this happened today, right? This is the weekly, but the decline was today. It was over here, right? When was this? March 9th, right? That's when we started the whole just going down 30% or whatever. And then right here is March 16th. Remember, these are weeklies. And then after that, that's it. It was off to the races. So basically, we're closer to the bottom, meaning I don't think this is going to last long. We don't hit levels like this. We got to be a contrarian, right? So the market sold off hard. I mean, gosh, this is incredible level, right? So it happened here in March, happened here. Let's see what happened June 8th, the week of June 8th. Let me pull up the SPY. Right, and I'm going to say it's somewhere right here, June 8th, right there. Right here, right? That was the other low. Look, that was a time to buy. March 16th, right? That's when it reached over here in that area. It's time to buy. So just keep that in mind, all right? That advanced decline line was really, really, really low. It's crazy. So, all right, so that's the tip. I think I'll leave you that little tip of good news. It was a green shoot. Hey, I hope you liked this video. If you did, yeah, like it, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the whatever it is to hit. I'm on Instagram at Dre Trades, Twitter at Dre Trades, and right here, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Tomorrow is a big day. And I'm not sure my video is going to be out after earnings because I usually do the videos before. Right now it's 3 o'clock, right? I usually do the videos around here. So tomorrow we'll talk about it again, kind of get the vibe of the market. And then hopefully I can get the after effects out. We can look at them, see if I'm right about my direction, see if you're right. And hopefully, man. Hopefully, it would be nice just to go sideways. I like sideways. Sideways action is good, don't you think? We all like a little sideways action. Can we go sideways? Oh, man. Everything is just got to be so violent up and down, up and down. So remember what I said about the VIX? I want to see it start to trend lower. But I do think we're going to be in an elevated state all the way up to the election. And let's hope, no matter who wins, it could go to, it's just not contested. Hopefully it's not contested because that could get ugly, right? It could be contested and be uncontested the next day. I think it will be more of the length of contested because we all think it's going to be contested. And I think that's part of the elevated VIX, but nobody knows how long it's going to be contested. That's the uncertainty. All right, so thanks for watching. This is Dre Trades. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.